Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson, and this is a tactical preview of United against Chelsea. Monday night football down there at the Stamford Bridge. I'm pretty fucking bored of this break, lads. I don't know about you lot. Hopefully that the trip away over in Marbella has been good for them. Hopefully Ighalo's not just fucking kicking shapes out at the Taekwondo gaff, and he's actually able to join the boys and feature. All week I've been thinking, this guy's going to start. Love it. He's going to be doing this. He's going to be doing the other. He's going to be doing this, that, and the other. And then the Solskjaer comes out in the presser and goes, I never said he'd be ready to play on Monday. Fuck's sake. Absolute chip pisser. So here's what he said. I never said he was going to be ready to play Monday. He'll be involved with us and he will travel down with us. Now he's out at that 2-week period. Precaution and just a precaution we made. Let's see if he's involved or not. Mint. He also had a bit of a say on some of the injuries. Don't think we'll get anybody back for the Chelsea game. Scotty, Axel, Tim, they didn't join in too much, so they're not ready to play. Paul is not ready, of course. Premier League injuries are saying that Premier Injuries report that he's going to be more likely to return to the squad for the 5th round clash against Derby on March the 5th. And they also think that Scott's going to feature for the first time against Club Brugge on Thursday. So hopefully we start seeing some of those players come back. I'm really interested to see what happened with Fosu Mensah when he comes back. At least he'll add a bit of a depth and a bit of an option to that midfield. I don't think he's going to be ready to start week in, week out just yet. I'm going to say I think he's probably going to come off the bench, Ighalo. I don't think he's in the start. He's not in my starting 11. I don't think he'll be in Ole's unless there's some fuckery afoot and he decides to throw him in just for the bounce to see what happens. He also said on Ighalo, I think he's probably pinching himself at times. It's his favourite club, and at the age of 30, he's earned that one, and hopefully he impresses us so we can see him play. So Chelsea coming into this game then, 3 wins in their last 10 league games, lost 4 games at home this season, certainly not the fortress Stamford Bridge that it once used to be. They've scored 43 compared to United's 36. They've conceded 34 to United's 29. There's not a lot in this, but there is quite a bit in the league. 6 points clear of United, and they sit in 4th place. Their expected goals is 49.28, which is 1.97 goals per game. Now, usually they're going to line up in a 4-3-3, but they can also line up in a 4-2-3-1 like United do, like United I would expect to do. Key player to watch. Even though he's not in the greatest of form, he's probably still Tammy Abraham. 13 goals, 3 assists in 24 league games, 3.31 shots per 90, 4.8 total duels won per game. Still a threat, and still certainly someone that could cause United some dramas. One to watch for United, it's got to be Bruno Fernandes for me. I thought he had a very bright debut against Wolves. I thought he was doing stuff which looked really good. I liked the 2 roles that we saw him play. I thought he was very good when he was played deep. I really enjoyed watching him play there. Offered us something totally different. 4 shots, 3 tackles, possession won twice in the final third, 3 clearances, 6 duels won, and already starting to run shit. I imagine that he feels even more comfortable asking players to move into places, and players possibly even start to pick up where he wants them to go after spending 2 weeks in training with them now as well. So very excited to see what Bruno Fernandes offers. Let's have a look at the old starting 11. Here's what I'm going for. And it's still the same old really with the starting 11. The back 5 picks itself. The midfield, you can be a bit of an issue. But then the forward line, you go, fucking hell, what are we going to do here, lads? So, De Gea in net, Wan-Bissaka, Brandon Williams, obviously. Maguire and Lindelof rounding out the back 4. Now, I want to see Matic come back into this and have Fred and Bruno in there as well, because that is a midfield that I think can start to go toe-to-toe with Chelsea's midfield. Then I look at the forward lineup and I go, fuck's sake, what are we going to do here with this? Where are we going to see United actually make an impact with this forward lineup? You obviously want to use pace. That's why James is in there. But I didn't know who to put on the right. Sonny Marshall down the middle. I went with Mason Greenwood because I think he offers that little bit extra. I think his finishing is absolutely elite. And I'd rather him there. Even though he's not rapid, he's quicker than Mata. He's quicker than Jesse. And I would rather him feature over those 2. This could end up being some sort of a hybrid 4-4-2 diamond. And much like Ollie sort of alluded to, I don't think that Ighalo's going to start. If Ighalo starts, and it gives us more options in this forward lineup, but I think 30 minutes off the bench would probably be enough for him. And they can almost coach him through a little bit, see where he's going here, want you in them spots. Yeah, that's the one, this, that, and other. And it's easier to come on for half an hour than it is for him to have to play the entire game. Even though I think adrenaline would get him through it if he's not match fit, even though looks in good nick. And I think everything else would probably fall into place for him. But it does seem like, because he's not been away with the squad, they've probably worked on something relatively specific for Chelsea. So hopefully that being the case. Let me know what score predictions you guys are going for. I feel like a 2-1 victory for United. But let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. I'm going to come to Patreon and see what y'all are saying for the preview. Ryan says, I'll get us started. If we lose, do I think it heaps more pressure on Ollie with the threat of Poch looming? Worried Ollie is going to become LVG 2.0. Yeah, I think, obviously what we posted in the Patreon group in the past, where there's obviously something in the Pochettino thing, whether that's United hedging their bets and having the option to be able to pull the plug in the summer and go with that. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know anything apart from what we've posted in there. So I think there's something in it. Whether or not that's a decision that gets made, or if United are just preempting the worst case and having a plan, which is unlike United, but maybe that's what they're doing. I think if Ollie does win a cup and gets into the top four, or at least gets Champions League football next season, I don't think they can sack him. I don't think they should sack him even if he comes fifth, to be honest with you, depending how the season ends. If we don't get Champions League football, I don't think that's necessarily like, oh, you have to be sacked. United are well off the pace, and if the board are being real with ourselves, we need continued heavy investment to catch up, let alone keep up. We need heavy investment to catch up, and one man has to be given the opportunity to see a team in his image. United have gone through manager after manager who've, at the most, got 2.5 years in to their rebuild. That's not enough time for any of them. And look at who he's following. Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, some unbelievable CVs that he's following there. And now the team that he's took over is the worst of any of the post-Fergie managers. So, of course, the results you're going to get are worse than any of the post-Fergie managers. But there's green shoots there for me. And the performances in a big game are those green shoots. You knew it was time for Jose to go when the team just couldn't be fucking bothered playing for him in that game at Anfield. That's what happened. Now, that hasn't happened yet, I don't think, for United. The big games we've turned up. That tells me that the players have still got the fight and desire, and he's still got the tactics to be able to win those big games. What we need is quality to be able to be... It sounds counterintuitive, but trust me on this one. It's your players that get you through the lesser games, and it's managers' tactics that have a bigger say. It's not the be-all and end-all. The players can still fuck it up for you. But it's the managers' tactics have a say in the bigger games more than the smaller games. Ninpo, time to get the wheel back under control. Surely the Poch thing is just press bollocks. I think there's more to it than just nonsense. Has Ollie already made Lampard his bitch? I think if he gets 3 points on Monday night, yes. I'm not sure we're gonna. I think a draw is possible. If I fancy the win, I think it's possible. Is my name secretly Jeff, though? No. Would this team be able to play in a style that Poch likes, or would even have the same issue of going from LVG, Jose, Ollie? Yeah, of course. This isn't enough time. People are like, Ollie's had a year. Like, that's a long time. That's not a long time. And also, Pochettino was... I'm going to get into something with Pochettino. By the time this comes out, actually, that might already be out, so I'll just leave it to that. I'm not going to answer any more Pochettino questions on this bit. Do I think Ollie will start Marshall and Ighalo, or Ighalo will come off the bench? Yeah, I think he's coming off the bench, mate. Will Bruno make the impact we're all hoping for? Yeah, like I said, I thought he was really good in the Wolves game, and I think now a couple of weeks away with the squad, I think you're going to see him really start to have some sort of a play on this one. Is Ighalo the perfect striker? Because A, he has the coronavirus, so the defence will disperse when he charges towards them, and B, Chelsea will have points deducted on her account of their fans racially abusing him. Oh, God. Jack, will Solskjaer make it 3 out of 3 and spank Frank? I really hope so. Call me Dragon. Okay, Dragon. What excuses will the media have lined up for Frank after we pumped them 3 times in a row? It'll be interesting to see, because the London clubs definitely get treated different. Who's after Poch when we inevitably sack Ole and then sack Poch 2 years later when the fans call for his head as well? Oh, we're getting turbo hips and then it'd be Nagelsmann or Ten Hag. We're definitely winning this and then losing to Watford, aren't we? Probably. Why weren't we in for Ziyech? Much cheaper than a Sancho. I don't know, maybe he's just not as good as Sancho as well. And obviously he's not British, and that's a big thing for us. Ighalo will get a brace, and a new article in The Sun by how instrumental Woody was signing him on Tuesday. Yeah, that's a great shout. Is Chelsea opting for Ziyech when they've pulled out of a potential Sancho transfer? Do you think they'll go for him anyway? No, I don't. I might do something on Sancho next week, actually. Let me know if you want me to. Ali says, am I happy that United are back in action? Yeah. But do you know what? Can we make it like once a week? 3 times next week's minging. Do I love how Lampard gets credit for playing youngsters when in reality he had no choice because they couldn't buy any players to play instead of them? Yeah. Yeah, he gets credit for playing people like he had to that aren't really that young. They're the same age as Marcus Rashford is. Could Ighalo bully David Luiz in this one? We'll see. I honestly don't know what to expect from him. I'm really excited to find out. What would be the best formation for this game? I would, apart from the fact that we've not really got any centre-halves that we know, we haven't got 3 that we know are fit, I wouldn't mind seeing 3 centre-halves in this one. I think a back 3 is probably a good option for United, and don't be shocked or upset if we do line up in that, depending if it's Phil Jones, obviously. If it's Bailly, maybe it's a good shout. Why is Raiola such a willy? And all sort of stuff about Pogba. Again, it's just like you can't have a fucking week without it, can you? Can't have a fucking week go by where there's just no drama with Pogba. That's why I'm so fucking glad to see the back of him. Cool. He wants to go, no fucking problem. Tell me what time he wants to go, and I will fucking ring him a taxi. Like, absolutely fucking bored to death of constant speculation about him. Is he playing? Is he not playing? Is he getting sold? Is he not getting sold? Fucking bored of it. Let's play some football. If we lose, and it's possible, let's be honest, and top 4 seems out of reach, will the board use that as an excuse to sack Ole before the season's over? Possibly. But what was the remit of the guy? You sign him 3 players and sell fucking 7 or 8 of them, and you think he's going to do better than the season before? What fucked up logic is that? Because that appears to be what it is. And he's like, okay, you tell him that he's got time, bring the youngsters through. Sound. What manager is going to do that and allow the likes of Sanchez to be moved on and Lukaku to go and not kick up a fuss? I'll tell you which manager is able to do that. The one that thinks he's getting 3-4 years in a job. If there was like, if you don't get top 4, you're out on the fucking door, mate. Well, he's going to go, all right, cool. Well, guess what? I'm not going to play Brandon Williams and Mason Greenwood. The risk's too high. I'm in my dream job. I want to stay in a dream job. Don't fucking sell any of them players and actually get me like another 15. Makes no sense, but just because it doesn't make sense doesn't mean that's exactly what's going to happen. Because I think that might happen. Righty, that is it from me. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. I'll fucking see you in a bit. Laters.